Kimmy's very happy, and the leader who is in a bad condition, he shouts and says, "You bastard, what's your problem?" And we are shown a scene after a while, where we see that Kim has made all the people in a bad condition. And with this, Kim tells us that after becoming a superhuman, I have learned two things. First thing, no one can see my status window except me. And second thing, my skill predation is activated when I use my mana. And with this, Kim thinks, but there are still a lot of things that I don't know about my skill. But with this, he thinks, that's alright, but what is this idiot doing? And we see that Jay is sitting in front of Kim and he is crying and saying, "Kim, please don't tell mom and dad about this. You know that I not only consider you as my cousin, but also as my real brother." And seeing this, Kim says, "Okay, stop it. You've been doing this for a long time." I said, "I won't tell them anything." But we see that Jay is talking to Kim. "Look, I promise I'm ready to be your dog, and I'll do whatever you say. But please don't tell mom and dad anything." And with this, Kim thinks Jay is really very cunning. It's not wrong to say that he's a cunning fool who knows how to work in what situation. But right now, this is not a big problem for me, because today there is going to be a big problem in our city, and that is a dungeon break. After which Kim says, okay, I promise. I won't tell uncle and aunt anything. But in return, you have to come with me to a place. And listening to this, Jay doesn't understand anything. But with this, we are shown a scene of a factory. But we see that this is a restricted area in reality, where people are not allowed to come. And we see that some people are already present in this factory. One of them is crying, "Sir, why did you create this barrier here? Is this dungeon going to break?" But with this, we see that monsters come out of that dungeon and start coming out. After which their leader says, "This dungeon has appeared here a few days ago, and it has been told that this is a C-rank dungeon. But some people have doubts about this. That's why we have come here to create a barrier." But with this, a girl is screaming and saying, "Sir, these monsters are coming out of this dungeon. Don't you think they will break your barrier?" So listen, that person is saying, "Don't worry. This dungeon is just a C-rank dungeon, and the barrier I have created is a B-rank barrier, which these monsters will never be able to come out of." But we see that those monsters are trying to break that barrier. And with this, all the monsters break this barrier, and they all come out, and a monster is going to attack that leader. But at that time, a girl screams and calls out to her leader, and we see that person turns around very fast, and he hits that monster with a very powerful kick, because of which he separates the head of that monster from its body. After which we are shown the scene of Jay, which is boring. "Kim, you have said that there is going to be a dungeon break, whose rank is C, and it already has B-rank hunters present, which are professionals. So this is a good thing. They will easily clear that dungeon." And we see that both of them are running towards the same dungeon. And Kim says, "Yes, it was absolutely perfect. But at this time, that dungeon was really C-rank. But it is not like that, because that dungeon is a high-rank dungeon." And listening to this, Jay is very surprised. After which we are shown the scene of the same dungeon again. And we see that all the monsters that came out there, that team leader and his friends have killed these monsters. And that team leader is very surprised. And he is thinking, "They broke the barrier of my B rank. How is this possible? Is it not like this is a high-rank dungeon?" At this time, he sees that more and more monsters are coming there. And the barrier that the team leader has made, those monsters are trying to break that barrier again. And they break this barrier very easily. And we see that there are many powerful monsters coming out of there. And along with that, we are shown the boss of those monsters, whose name is Jart Ogre, who is in a rank monster. And looking at this, that team leader is very shocked. And he is saying, "What is a rank monster doing in a C-rank dungeon?" After which we are shown the scene of Jay again, which is saying to Kim, "Kim, what are you saying? Are you joking with me? If something like this is going to happen, then how do you know all this?" And this is what Kim is thinking. He is stupid because this is my second life. But he is saying this because my sixth sense is very fast. And this is what Kim is saying. "You are lying and trying to fool me. I know you are just saying this to scare me. Look, I have told you that I will never do any illegal work from now on. So please stop scaring me." But along with that, he sees that a lot of people are coming running from the front. And there are a lot of monsters behind them. And after seeing so many monsters coming towards us, Jay gets very scared and he says, "What the hell is this? Whatever you said is absolutely true." And Kim says, "Thank God you trusted me." After which Jay says, "Kim, hurry up, we should leave." But Kim says, "No, you go and just do what I told you to do. I will handle these monsters." And listening to this, Jay is very surprised. And we see that Kim has activated his skill, Stone Skin, because of which Stone Barrier has come on Kim's body. And Kim is going straight towards those monsters. After which we see a building scene. And we see a person who is looking at the city from the window and he is crying. Because of this dungeon, a lot of people will die, because our information has shown that this is not a C rank dungeon. Rather, it is an A rank dungeon. This means that now we have only one hope, and that is you. And we see that this person has a boy who is actually an A rank Avigner, and his name is Yoon Suk. But Yoon Suk is also very scared because of this dungeon break. But he says, "Sir, don't worry, I will try my best to save as many citizens as possible." After which we see the next scene and we see that a person is fighting monsters, and he is very easily killing these monsters. And we see that this person is no one else but our hero, and we see that Kim is defeating these monsters using combat skills. And at this time, Kim activates his skill predation. And as soon as this skill is activated, the bodies of all the monsters around Kim are cut off from the middle, and they all die. And after seeing this, Kim is very happy, and Kim thinks that my skill predation is very powerful. But when I use it, my mana ends very quickly because of using it. So I have to find a way to recover my mana. And at this time, Kim activates his skill on the bodies of the monsters around him, and he is extracting mana from them. And at this time, Kim is being told by the system, "Your mana has increased a lot, and at this time, your rank is also going up." This makes Kim very happy, and we see that Kim's rank has changed to D, and at this time, predation and stone skin have also leveled up. And at this time, Kim is very happy, and he is thinking that the way my power is increasing. If I keep increasing my power like this, very soon I will not only become an A rank hero, but also an A rank hero. And we see that because Kim has killed all the monsters, he is thinking that I think my work here is over, and now I should go to J. But at this time, Kim hears a sound of a blast. And we see that a person is fighting that giant ogre, and that person is saying that I will kill you, you monster, and I will kill you and give justice to all the souls you have killed. And we see that this person is not anyone else but Yoon Suk. And Yoon Suk is crying for justice. "You will have to die today." And we see that after hearing Yoon Suk's nonsense, Kim is very surprised and thinking, what is this fool saying? And who does he want to give justice to? But we see that that monster is also going to hit Yoon Suk with a very powerful punch. But with this, Yoon Suk has activated his full power, and he does a very powerful attack on this monster, because of which there is a very big explosion there. And seeing this explosion, Kim is very surprised, and he is thinking that this person is very powerful. And how can I forget about this person? This is the person who cleared this dungeon break alone in my previous life. And Yoon Suk alone defeated Giant Ogre. But Kim is thinking that all that is fine. But what is he doing? And we see that Yoon Suk is holding his hands together, and he is apologizing to all the citizens who are being killed here. And he is saying, "Forgive me. I couldn't protect you, and you were killed because of me. I am responsible for all this." Kim is very surprised to hear this, and he is thinking, this person is really very strange. But at the same time, Kim is told by the system, a skill has been sensed near you. And we see that the reality here is that a person has attacked Yoon Suk, and he has attacked a dagger on Yoon Suk's body, because of which Yoon Suk is very injured. And he says to that person, "Who are you? And why did you attack me?" So that person says, "Don't you really remember me?" After which we are shown the next scene, and we see Jay, who has brought his school teacher unconsciously to a safe place. But Jay is very worried about this, and he is also thinking about Kim. And we are shown a previous scene where Kim is saying to Jay, "You can make anyone unconscious through your skill." So Jay says, "Yes, I can do it, but why are you asking?" So Kim says, "Because of this dungeon break, a lot of people will die today, and one of them is our teacher. So you have to go and protect them. Because when the dungeon break will happen, they will want to help people, and they will try their best to save people. But they will also die because of the monster's attack." And we are shown the present scene where Jay is thinking, how does Kim know all this? But at the same time, Yoon Suk thinks, is it possible that Kim has the power to see the future? And Jay thinks, yes, it is definitely true. Kim has the power to see the future, through which he has already found out that there is going to be a dungeon break here. Kim's skill is really very awesome. And friends, here Jay has a very big misunderstanding. After which we are shown the next scene where we see Kim. Jay thinks, what is this bastard doing here? And what is happening here? Nothing like this has happened in my previous life. After which we see Yoon Suk, who is screaming and saying, "Who are you? Why are you not showing yourself in front of me? And why did you attack me like this?" And that person is saying, "You are really very powerful. If there was another normal person in your place, then he would have died a long time ago because of this attack. But you are still alive." And along with this, he deactivated his skill, because of which he is now showing himself in front of Yoon Suk. And we are told about this person, that this person is actually a villain whose rank is B, and he has a special skill called stealth, through which he can hide himself anywhere. But friends, I will call this skill shadow skill. And along with this, we are told that when people's awakening had started, then there were many bad people who had misused their powers. And one of them is this person, who is a serial killer, and it's a lot of fun to kill people with him. But the problem is that he has also become an awakeninger, because of which his power has increased many times. And he has killed a lot of innocent people so far. And along with this, we see Kim, who is thinking, what is happening here? Nothing like this has happened in my previous life. What is this villain doing here? Is it because of me that the future has changed? After which we see Yun Suk, who has activated his power, and he says, I will kill you. You have killed a lot of innocent people so far. And we see that he is coming forward to attack that villain very quickly. But at the same time, he starts moving. Seeing him moving, they are very surprised. And we see that Jaeon Togger has stood up, because of which these two fall from this monster. And Yun Suk falls while falling. I had killed this ogre. How is he alive? I think he has some regeneration power, because of which he has healed himself. And we see that that monster attacks those two very powerfully. But these two have dodged him. And we see that the killer has gone a long way from that monster. And he says, well, Yun Suk will handle this monster. But for now, I should enjoy a little. And we see that he is talking about Kim in real life, because he feels that Kim is a normal citizen. And we see that the killer is running very fast towards Kim. And seeing him coming towards himself, Kim is also very surprised. And he is thinking, why is this scoundrel coming towards me? And we see that the killer attacks Kim while laughing. And he attacked Kim's neck. But Kim activated his skill, Tone Barrier, because of which he protected himself. After which he hits a very hard kick on the killer's face, because of which the killer goes back. And with this, he says, oh, so you are not a normal person. Rather, you are an awakening. But at this time, Kim says, B-ranked villain Han Sang-do, a serial killer who has killed a lot of innocent pupils. Really, your luck is very bad today, because you have met me. After which we see that a fight has started between Kim and that killer. And we see that that villain attacks Kim very powerfully. But Kim saves himself from this attack with the help of the Tone Barrier. After which Kim is also attacking this villain. But he is very easily defending himself. And that villain goes back. And he says to Kim, as much as I thought about you, you are many times more skilled than him. And here I have another disadvantage. And that is that my attack is not working on you. Because of your skill, your body has become very hard. But with this, the killer laughs a lot. But still, the one who is going to die here is only you. And we see that he has activated his shadow skill. And he disappears right in front of Kim. And Kim thinks that this is the killer's special skill through which he can easily defeat his opponent. But we see that Kim has felt his presence. And he punches him very hard. But we see that the killer dodged it. And he quickly went behind Kim. And he attacks Kim very hard. And we see that Kim tries to stop him with his hand. But his hand is also very damaged, as if Kim is also very surprised and thinking, how did he cut my stone barrier? But with this, the killer is there. Stupid kid, do you know, I have met so many fools like you until today, and they all thought they could defeat me, but it was just their mistake, and they all were killed by my hands. And we see that he is attacking Kim very quickly, and Kim is not even able to stop these attacks, because of which Kim is getting very angry. But at this time, the killer attacks Kim very powerfully. And we see that because of this attack, Kim is very much injured. And he has lost a lot of blood. And Kim is thinking, I never thought that even though I have stone skin, someone could damage me like this. But with this, the killer says with a smile, what happened? Tell me, are you afraid of me? But Kim listens to him and starts smiling. And seeing this, the killer is very surprised. And we see that he is once again attacking Kim. And with this, he is saying, I think you have gone a little crazy after getting so much beating from me. But at this time, he is very much shocked to see something. And we see that Kim has activated his skill predation. And he says, Killer Sando, do you know, why am I so happy to see you here? That is because I really liked your skill. And now I want your skill. And we see that Kim is getting a lot of powerful energy from his body. And seeing this, the killer is also very much shocked. And he feels that if Kim wants, he can kill him in one go. But with this, the killer says, stupid, what do you think? You can use a trick to kill me. This will never happen, and you are going to die by my hands. And we see that he has activated his shadow skill again. And he is back to attack Kim again. But with this, Kim also uses his power very easily. The killer is caught and he says, do you know, my skill never leaves anyone. And if you get hit by it, you will definitely die. And he cuts Park Sando's body into a lot of pieces, because of which Park Sando dies here. And seeing this, Kim smiles a lot, after which we see the city scene. And there we see Yoon Suk, who is lying on the ground, because he lost to that giant ogre, and he is thinking, if that villain hadn't attacked me with a trick, I would have easily killed this ogre. But now I am going to die by the hands of this ogre. And we see that the ogre is walking and coming to Yoon Suk, after which he punches Yoon Suk with a very powerful punch, after which he looks at Yoon Suk again. But we see that Yoon Suk is not there, and with this, a person says, "Stupid, what were you doing? Do you really want to die by his hands?" And we see that this person is no one else but our hero, who has rescued Yoon Suk. And Kim has copied the shadow skill of that killer, after which Kim activates his shadow skill with a smile, and says, "I think I won't have much trouble defeating this monster." After which we see the scene of the next day, and we see that Kim and Jae are both back home, who are very happy to see their uncle and aunt, because they feel that because of the dungeon break, Kim and Jae are stuck in some problem. After which we see that Kim's uncle and aunt ask him a lot of questions, and Jae lies to them that they had stopped at a friend's house, and they didn't come back home because of the dungeon break, because they were very scared. And hearing this, their parents trust them. After which we see a person who is reading the news on his mobile, and it is shown in the news that a reporter is telling everyone, all the monsters that came during this dungeon break, all of them have been killed by the Superhuman. And the boss of this dungeon, who is a rank monster, an unknown Superhuman, has defeated him. But we don't know any details about him. And all the people who were injured during this dungeon break, all of them are being given special treatment in the hospital. And we see the team leader in the hospital who is talking to his friend. "Friends, I'm sorry. I thought it was a C rank dungeon, but it turned out to be an A rank dungeon." And we see that there is a school doctor there, who is telling the police, "I was at home, but suddenly when I woke up, I was in this hospital. I don't understand how I got here." After which we see a uniform, who has a lot of reporters, and they are asking about all the incidents, where the uniform is being told, "Please go away from here, because I am not your hero, and I am not the one who has protected you. Rather, that person is someone else, and he is your real hero." After which we are shown that person, who is watching this news, and we say that this person is no one else. Rather, Kim is there, and he says, "Thank God, no one knows about me, and people didn't know that I defeated that ogre." After which we see that Kim has come to a tunnel, and he is thinking, "As far as I remember, this is the place where the second dungeon is going to appear." And with this, Kim is thinking, "My rank has now become D, and with this, my power has also increased a lot from before." And Kim's new skill, his rank is also D, but with this, Kim is thinking, "My skills are very good, but to use them, I have to use my mana a lot. And if one day, while fighting monsters, my mana is completely over, then I will be killed by those monsters. That's why I have to solve my mana problem. And to solve the mana problem, there is a way through which I can end this problem forever, and that is potions." Nowadays, such potions are coming in the market, which as soon as you use, your mana increases a lot. But those potions are very expensive, which no normal person can afford. And we see that Kim is walking inside the tunnel, and in front of him, a wall is broken, where a lot of light is coming from. After which, Kim goes inside that wall, and he walks from there and goes ahead. And he is thinking, "I have only one way, that I have to collect mana stones, through which I can buy elixir for myself. But, because I have not become an official hunter yet, that's why I will not be allowed to go into any dungeon. But I know about some dungeons, about which no one knows, and I can clear them." And we see that, behind this wall, there are a lot of monsters, and there are very big spiders are present, which in reality are the boss monsters here. And one of them says, "After all, what is this person doing here? About our location, no one knows. So how did this person come here?" So listening to this, another monster says, "Don't worry, if he has come, then we paralyze it and eat it raw, and no one will know about this person." After which we are told about these spiders, whose rank is B, and these are the boss monsters. And looking at them, Kim is thinking, "Shit, these are just B rank monsters. If I want to up my rank, then I needed a rank monster. But this monster is really very useless." And listening to this, those spiders are getting very angry, and they say, "After all, how did you dare? You are much weaker than us, and do you think you can kill us?" And we see that at that time, a monster throws his poison on Kim. And we see that this poison goes straight and hits Kim. As we see, that monster is boring. Because of this poison, you will be paralyzed, after which we will divide your body into several pieces, because of which you will have a very painful death. But we see Kim, who didn't do anything, because he activated his skill, predation, because of which this poison didn't affect Kim. And seeing this, those monsters are shocked, and they are thinking, "What happened? Our poison, why isn't it working?" After which, we hear screaming from that tunnel, and they are saying, "Please don't kill us, let us go from here." But Kim kills all those monsters, and at the same time, Kim is told by the system, "You have copied a new skill, paralyzes."